Hi and welcome. I'm Lisa. Thanks for joining me here on the Whimsy Stamps channel for the Hello Summer video hop. Now this hop is all about interactive cards featuring Whimsy Stamps No-See kinetic die sets, and I've paired those dies with one of my favorite summertime stamp sets from Whimsy, Ants at a Picnic. I've used a few other products as well, and we'll talk about those as we move through the video. I want to mention real quick, the next stop in the hop is linked in the description box directly below. You have until Monday, June 21st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time to leave a comment at each stop in the hop for a chance to win a $25 gift certificate from Whimsy Stamps. Now, the winner will be announced on June 23rd on the Whimsy Stamps channel. Be sure you check back in this video description box for that announcement. Plus, make sure your notifications are set because I will be leaving a reply to your comment with a congratulations in hopes that you'll be notified. So to save some time, I went ahead and did some work off screen. I ran the No-See basic dies through my die cut machine with heavyweight cardstock. I cut the No-See tab, the push and pull tab, and 2 circles. Plus I went ahead and colored my images off screen, and I will list those below for you. Now I have a 3.5 by 8.5 inch card panel. We're going to do some airbrushing on the top part of it and stamping on the bottom part of it. So I'm going to use my T-ruler to add some tick marks at the 6-inch mark so that I can use my Post-it paper to mask off the bottom 2.5 inches. So I used the Cloud Edger die to create a DIY stencil like so many of you have seen me do. I'm going to use my rechargeable airbrush along with my Copic B24 refill. Add a couple of drops of that ink into the airbrush and start to create this soft sky scene using my little DIY stencil. Now you don't need an airbrush to do this. You most certainly can use blender tools for it. Once I'm done airbrushing, I'm taking this to the MISTI. I'm going to put that Post-it paper over the sky so that I can stamp the bottom part of my card with the gingham background stamp and black ink. Once I have it stamped, I'm going to go ahead, take a T-ruler and a fine tip black pen to draw straight lines across the top of it and then come in with my Copic marker to color those lines in. It's just giving this a very nice finished look. Now I use that Cloud Edger die one more time to create a panel. I ran a 3.5 inch by 6 inch piece of white cardstock through my die cutting machine to create this panel here, and it's going to cover up our No-See interactive parts. I'm playing around with the placement of where I want that pull piece to be. I need to make sure that it's not going to go too far up underneath my clouds, and I need to make sure that it's not going to come too far down. I don't want to see those holes. We're going to take one of the round die cut pieces and a very small round foam dot and place it in the center of that round circle. We're going to take our panel and lay it down over, making sure that foam dot is in our track. Go ahead, line your pull tab up over that foam dot and then place another circle on top of it, pressing down, making sure that it's got a nice bond between the adhesive on the foam dot and the paper, and we have our pull tab ready to go. We're going to flip this panel over and go ahead and start adding foam adhesive strips to the back side of the panel. I do want to say if you don't have a 1/8 of an inch foam adhesive strips, I highly recommend them. It makes putting these interactive cards together so much easier because you can easily manipulate the foam around the interactive pieces. Just remember to keep all moving parts free of the mounting foam. I recommend that you occasionally check to make sure everything is moving freely. And remember, this is being mounted on a slimline card base, so we need to make sure we have mounting foam all around the edges and in the center as well. I found the more mounting foam that I use, the more stable the card is. So next up, some liquid adhesive to the top of our circle there for our pull tab, and we're going to add our No-See tab to this. You need to let this dry completely. If the glue has the least bit of tackiness to it, it could stick to the panel, so make sure you give that plenty of dry time. I'm going to add mounting foam to the top of this panel now because we still have to add our smaller die cut panel to cover all of this up. Again, just remember to be very mindful of where you're putting your mounting foam. You want to keep all moving parts free of mounting foam. And once I have all the mounting foam down, I'm going to go ahead and cover up my track and pieces with that panel. So I'm going to fold the no-see tab. It's pretty easy because the tab has fold lines embossed on it. I just determined where the folds need to be so you can't see it peeking out from underneath the image. And a quick check that everything is still moving freely. I'm going to add liquid adhesive to the top of the tab and then add my adorable image to it. I'm going to let this dry completely and make sure it's not touching the panel. Now while it's drying, I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of paper and run it through my die cut machine with the grass edger dies, and I'm going to color that with a Copic marker. I'm going to put that along the bottom part of my card using some liquid adhesive, and I did go ahead and trim it down to 3.5 inches wide so that it would fit nice and neat across the bottom of the card. Anything that you put on the bottom of the card, you need to remember you have a pull tab there. So some things you're not going to be able to put dimension on. You don't want it to interfere with that pull tab. So I just showed you the Halloween postage stamp set. Perfect stamp set for interactive cards because it has so many interactive words in it. We're going to go ahead after we stamp the pull here onto that tab. Remove all the release paper from the back of the panel from that mounting foam and put this on our slimline card base. I did go ahead and stamp a sentiment onto a die cut cloud that says "See you soon" and added some sequins to finish this off. So let me know what you think about the no-see interactive cards. I absolutely love them. They're easy to do. For more information on the products you saw in the video, you can click the links directly below. And please remember to check your notifications. I don't want you to miss out on being notified if you're the lucky winner of that $25 gift certificate. I appreciate you so much for spending time with us today, and until next time, please take care.